congratulations on your new arrival. Those first few days with your baby are filled with joy, love, and, honestly, a lot of questions. One of the most common concerns is jaundice. You might notice a yellowish tint to your baby's skin or the whites of their eyes. It can be startling to see, but here is the good news. Jaundice is extremely common. In fact, about 60% of full-term babies and 80% of premature babies develop it. It is one of the most frequent reasons for hospital readmission in the first week. To truly understand jaundice, we have to look inside the body at the life cycle of a red blood cell. These cells have a very specific job, carrying oxygen. Red blood cells eventually wear out. When they break down, they release hemoglobin, which the body recycles into a yellow pigmented substance called bilirubin. This initial form is called unconjugated or indirect bilirubin. It's fat-soluble, meaning it can't be easily removed by the body on its own. It needs a ride. The liver is the body's processing plant. It takes that bilirubin and conjugates it, making it water-soluble. Only then can it be safely excreted through waste. Newborns face a double challenge. First, they have a much higher concentration of red blood cells than adults, and those cells break down much faster. Second, their liver enzymes, specifically one called UGT1A1, aren't fully active yet. It takes a few days for the liver to turn on and work at full capacity. When the production of bilirubin outpaces the liver's ability to clear it, the levels in the blood rise. This excess settles in the skin, causing jaundice. Not all jaundice is created equal. Knowing the difference between normal physiological jaundice and more serious types is vital for every parent. Physiological jaundice is the most common. It usually peaks between days 3 and 5 and resolves as the liver matures. It is essentially a developmental milestone. For most babies, this type requires no treatment other than monitoring and frequent feeding. It simply tells us the baby's system is waking up. Breastfeeding jaundice is actually an intake issue. If the baby isn't getting enough milk, they aren't pooping enough to clear the bilirubin out. This is different from breast milk jaundice, a rare condition where substances in the milk itself slow down the liver. This usually appears much later in week 2. Pathological jaundice is the red flag. It occurs within the first 24 hours. This is often due to an underlying medical condition or blood incompatibility. If mom and baby have different blood types, mom's antibodies can enter the baby's system and destroy red blood cells rapidly, causing a massive bilirubin spike. In the hospital, doctors use a bilirubinometer, a light tool that measures the skin, or a heel prick blood test to get an exact number. But you can check at home too. Jaundice follows at head-to-toe progression. It starts in the face. If you see it in the chest or belly, the levels are likely higher. If it hits the legs, call the doctor. Beyond skin color, watch how they act. A sleepy baby who won't wake up to eat is a major warning sign. Bilirubin can make babies very lethargic. Phototherapy is the most common treatment. These special blue-green lights use a specific wavelength to change the bilirubin's molecular structure. Through a process called photoisomerization, the light makes the bilirubin water-soluble. It can then bypass the liver and be excreted directly through urine and stool. For moderate levels, a Billy blanket allows for home phototherapy. It uses fiber optics to deliver the same light treatment while you bond and feed. In severe cases of blood incompatibility, doctors might use intravenous immunoglobulin, or IVIG. This helps reduce the number of antibodies attacking the red blood cells. In emergency situations where levels are dangerously high, an exchange transfusion is performed. This involves replacing the baby's blood to quickly lower bilirubin. Hydration is the ultimate natural remedy. Whether breastfeeding or using formula, feeding every 2 to 3 hours increases bowel movements and flushes the system. Why do we treat it so aggressively? Because extremely high bilirubin can cross the blood-brain barrier, leading to kernicterus, which can cause permanent brain damage. Signs of neurological involvement include a high-pitched cry, an arching back, or seizures. These are 911 emergencies and require immediate hospital care. Monitoring doesn't end when you leave the hospital. Your pediatrician will likely schedule a follow-up within 48 hours to ensure levels are trending downward. Doctors use charts based on the baby's age and hours to determine risk. As the days pass, the safe threshold for bilirubin increases as the baby gets stronger. It's a lot of information, but remember, you are your baby's best advocate. If something feels off, or if the yellow color seems deeper, always call your doctor. To recap, feed every 2 to 3 hours, monitor the head-to-toe progression of color, and never skip those early pediatric checkups. Jaundice is temporary and treatable. We're dedicated to providing evidence-based health tips for your family. If this guide helped you breathe a little easier, please like and subscribe for more. See you in our next video on newborn wellness. Disclaimer: this content does not replace professional medical advice. Always consult your pediatrician.